So in this video, we won't dive deep into code. I'm just going to be talking, and I'll be talking about something that I've recently got interested in, and that's instant games. And when I say instant games, I don't mean this kind of thing with instant gaming or CD keys. I mean something like this. So a platform or an application that essentially allows you to play games instantly. You click on a button, wait a few seconds, and you're in the game. Instant games aren't a new concept to me. I mean, this tweet came out June last year, and I read through this article as well that talks about a similar thing. I've even listened to this podcast, so part 1 and 2, where it talks with the creator of Friday Night Funkin', as well as the creator of Hacks, and Lars, who made a game called Defender's Quest and is making Defender's Quest 2, about the future of instant games. And funnily enough, Lars wrote this article that I mentioned earlier. But anyway, I listened to this and I thought, okay, this sounds really cool, but I don't think instant games will catch on. I mean, it's nice you can click a button and open a web page or a new tab and play a game instantly. It's not new, it's been happening since the Flash days, and it's not that special. But a few things recently have changed my mind. The first is this, Google Play Instant. So this isn't new, this has been around for a while, but I only experienced it recently. And what this is a way for you to play games or apps instantly. You just press the button to play, and you're in the game in a few seconds. And that to me was wild. I experienced it when I was playing with my daughter. I wanted a game for her to play, and I saw an instant button on the Google Play app, and I thought, oh, let me just try it out, let's see what it does. And I was blown away by how fast the game loaded up. I didn't have to download, wait for a few seconds for it to install. Once it's done, just hit and go. And that was crazy. I know Apple has a similar thing called App Clips, and it works in a similar way to Google Play Instant. When you press the button, it downloads a tiny bit of the app, and you can interact with that tiny part. And if you like it, you can go ahead and get the full app. Another thing that got me interested in instant games was the fact that a company, so this company called Playco, has been valued at $1 billion. $1 billion, that's insane. That's a startup unicorn. And why? Why has this company been valued so high? Well, because of instant games. This company has made about 8 or 9 instant games, and they're on platforms that I didn't even know you could play games on. I mean, okay, Facebook, I knew you could play games on that, but Snapchat, Lime, I think that's a Chinese thing, but anyway, and Zoom, you can play games on Zoom now, TikTok. I mean, okay, Playco also owned Pixie.js, so they bought that, and I guess they can do some kind of licensing for big companies that use Pixie.js, and they also have a finger in NFTs and crypto stuff, so I'm sure these things kind of boosted the valuation. But I mean, $1 billion is a lot of money for a company that primarily makes instant games. So there must be some legs to this. There must be something that people want from this. So I did some digging. I came across this article, which funnily enough was the first tweet that I shared with you earlier in the video. And this is a really good post about where instant games were before with the Flash era and where they are now. And I'd highly recommend reading this. I'm going to have links to all this stuff in the video description if you want more info. But it's amazing the numbers, the amount of players these instant games have. So let's scroll down. Okay, so of course, Friday Night Funkin' is the kind of poster child. It's had 30 million plays and has raised over 2 million in donations, which is great. But there are also other games. So there's Zombie Royale, which reached over 80 million players. 80 million is insane. There are so many AAA games on consoles like PS4 and Xbox which would love to have that number of players. There's also Aqua Park with 45 million. And of course, our friend Playco, with their game Everwing, has had over 400 million players. These numbers are large, and no wonder Playco have such a large valuation. If they can get ads revenue from 400 million players, they're making money left, right, and centre. And I think the biggest selling point for me is the mobile side of instant games, less of the cloud game side, because everyone or most people have smartphones, and they have smartphones close by to them. When they travel, when they're meeting people, they have smartphones, and if you just send a link to someone on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and they tap that link and they're instantly in the game, that's instant conversion. That's someone who could have been traveling, could be bored at work, and they tap a link and then start playing a game. And I've had that experience with one of Playco's games where I was just checking out their site, tapped the link and was in the game. And you can't really do that with Game Pass or Stadia. I mean, yes, you can play Game Pass, xCloud on your phone, but I don't think the internet of the world is there yet for streaming games, because you could be on a train which has terrible signal and you can't stream Forza Horizon to it and have a good experience. It will lag, it will jump all the time. And so I don't think we're there yet for the cloud streaming, especially on phones. But when it comes to games like these that are on Snapchat, where you can just tap a button and wait a few seconds for them to load and be in the game, that's where I think instant games shine. And you can see it here. So there's this company called GameSnacks, which have at least 120 games on here. I think they're backed by Google, or they are a Google company. And any of these games, like I'm going to pick one at random, just click on it, wait for a few seconds, and you're in the game. And this works on Android as well. You can tap a button, wait for a few seconds, and you'll be playing straight away. And this is really cool. I'm going to be looking more and more into instant games in my videos going forward. So if this is something that interests you, please like, subscribe, and if I do get time, I might actually show you how to make an instant game yourself and put it on something like Facebook or Android or something like that. But I'm going to be looking into this side of the gaming industry more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.